By the end of 2026, the AI market will split into two categories. The first category will be those people that are still tinkering around and playing with every new shiny object and not really developing any specific skill. And the second category will consist of those people that are developing very specific skills that will make them completely irreplaceable. And in this video, I'm going to show you 5 skills that you can develop that will put you in the second category of people. And here's the cherry on top. You do not need to know any coding. You do not need to have any coding skills. You do not need to know how to write a line of code in order to become that irreplaceable person. Okay, let's start. Skill number 1 is becoming an AI strategist, because everybody thinks that companies and businesses need somebody to implement AI for them. But what a lot of these businesses and companies need, because AI is so new, is somebody who would come into this business as a strategist, as a consultant, somebody who can do audits, who can analyze their back-end systems, who can analyze their operations, understand how the business works, and then tell them the places where AI, when implemented, will increase return on investment by 5, 10, 20, 50 times, where they'll be wasting their money and where they should just stay manual at the moment. And this is a skill that most people don't have, because learning how to implement AI, learning the tools, learning NAN, make, whatever that tool is, these skills are becoming commoditized. But learning how to think, understand, being strategic and analytical is a skill that will allow you to go into any business and advise and then say, here's the roadmap. Now, would you like my business to implement it for you? All right. Skill number 2 is becoming a niche specific AI solutions designer. That means that instead of being that general practitioner, just think of your GP. You go there with any ailment you might have, but what the GP would do is they would give you more or less generic advice. They'll give you some generic solutions on how to fix your ailment. And if you need something specific, you need to go to a specialist. So this is the person, this is the skill you need to develop. You need to start going vertical rather than horizontal. So instead of building anything for anyone and then having problems with scope creep, having problems with not understanding exactly what the problem is and how to create the solution that will be perfect for this business, you need to actually going into these are the niches, or these are the industries I am going in, and these are the solutions I'm going to provide. Because once you start doing that, then you will be able to speak their language, understand exactly what the pain points are, and understand exactly how to solve them. Because if you do the same thing time and again, every time you get better and better and better, rather than starting something from scratch and trying to optimize as you go. Skill number 3 is becoming an agentic workflow architect. So instead of taking this one workflow that you're trying to flog off everywhere, you are going to look at how to create a full agentic system for businesses. And one example for doing that is creating a customer support agentic workflow. So that workflow can take a customer inquiry and then make a decision, like understand it, analyze it, and then make a decision which of the other workflows or agents will take that inquiry. It could be if the client or the customer is asking for a refund for something, it will go down this branch and a refund analyst or refund agent will process everything. They might be having technical problems with something they bought, so they will go through this other arm of the agentic workflow. So basically is building an agentic system that consist of different agents that are autonomous, they're intelligent, and they can work separately. Skill number 4 is combining backends that are hard for people to understand. If you go to a CEO of a company, they're not going to be impressed how complex your workflow is because they just wouldn't understand. Our brains, unless trained, they don't understand what it means. But when you combine this complex backend with a beautiful front-end user interface, then it becomes a premium or enterprise system that you can sell for a lot of money. And that skill is much more in demand because now, instead of showing how cool your backend is and having people look at you with blank expressions, meaning that they have no idea what they're looking at and they don't want to look or sound stupid, so they're not going to ask questions and maybe the answer will be no. Now you can go with your beautiful front-end interface and show them the results because nobody cares what platform you're using, how complex it is, or any of that. The only thing a business would care is the results they would get or the return on investment. This is the only thing any business cares. And skill number 5 is becoming an app and SaaS developer. Because only until 12 months ago, full stack developers were the only one who can build apps and software as a service product. But now, each one of us, regardless of our coding skills, tech backgrounds, can become a software developer because platforms like Lovable, like Replit, like Bolt are allowing us to use natural language to code anything we want. And you can start with these platforms that do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. And once you're a bit more comfortable, you can actually move to using some more robust coding assistants like Claude Code or Cursor. And that will now put you in a very special category because, as I said, most people are still focused on learning the skills on how to use N8N or Make or Zapier to do some sort of an automation or this specific tool that will create voice agents like Vapi or Retail. But you are building the skills that go above this level and you're leaving the grunt work to others. And here's how the whole thing fits together. These 5 skills are not separate. They kind of stack on each other. You can start with the strategy, then become a specific niche developer, design intelligent agentic workflows, wrap them in beautiful UIs, and finally create full-on applications.